Are you sensing that we're in weird times? Keep thinking something's going to happen any minute now. We've been reporting and looking and examining all sorts of different strange, nefarious activities over the last few months. Certainly in my channel for the last 16 months have been talking about the possibility of the digital IDs, the CBDCs, the chemtrails, the fluoride in the water. It goes on and on and on, doesn't it? And every day there's something to get into. The weird migrants coming over. Are they UN soldiers? Does the UN actually exist? Are the white hats in control? Are chemtrails actually the things that we think they are? In other words, are they poisonous things, or are they changing the atmosphere for the better? I'm getting conflict reports from different people now, and it's making it very difficult to get to the bottom of what's going on. Some people are saying now to me that 5G, the technology in there, has been reversed, and actually it is good for people. And you think, well, the majority of people are still saying that it's bad for people, and you're going, hang on a minute, I'm trying to get my head around all of this. And it's driving me mad. And then we're in this really weird sort of phony war at the moment where nothing is happening and yet everything is happening behind the scenes. And we're going, oh, we should be worried. There was this bird flu business last year. I remember reporting about that. And there, apparently at the airports were being brought in a chemical ready to be injected into everybody. We've heard about the FEMA camps in which people like myself and anybody else who's been reporting about what's going on will be rounded up when they lock us all down, and we'll be shoved out of the way because we will not consent to taking a medical intervention, as indeed many people hopefully will not be taking. But that could be happening. It's a very confusing landscape out there. And then, of course, there are other people who are reporting things and telling people what seems to be going on, and it just seems that nobody's taking the blind bit of notice. So, excuse me, so I feel that, for example, my channel's being throttled. I mean, I've grown in subscribers. Many people have said to me, I'm not getting the notifications anymore. I don't get to see when you're doing a show. I've pressed the bell and I've actually gone back and found I've been unsubscribed, which is not fair play from YouTube. I don't know why that is happening. Maybe it's a glitch in the system. I'm not saying that they're doing it nefariously. I mean, I wouldn't dare say that, of course, because no doubt Damocles' sword will come down and give me another strike. But it does seem that people are telling me this, and they're saying I've been unsubscribed, or the bell notification has been unclicked and I'm not getting notified when you're doing your videos, or the algorithm is choosing not to send it to me for whatever reason, and I think that is reflected in the views. And of course, I've now gone over 200,000 subscribers, which is brilliant, and thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed. But you would imagine as your subscriber base goes up, your overall views would also go up a bit. But I've just been scrolling back and seeing that when I had a quarter of the subscribers that I've got now, the view numbers were very, very similar. You think, well, that's very strange, especially when you put up very hard-hitting videos that would interest a lot of people, say something on the line of stuff that's happening to children. You think, well, there's a lot of parents out there who would be very worried if things are happening to their children, the sexualization of their children being taught in schools. You'd think people would be very interested in that. And either people are just like, no, we're just not interested in it, or that the videos are, and the interviews, particularly with people who know what they're talking about, are just being throttled. And that's very frustrating, as you can imagine. Now, I'm not worried about the money side of things on the ad revenue, and I would say if there's any content that I put up, please just download it, share it on other platforms. I don't care, because we've got to get the message out. Some of these messages are absolutely vital that people understand. And I was watching my friend Chris Brooks from LSB Productions. Here we go. Let's have a look at him. He put this video out recently exposing the bank fraud, the truth about promissory loan notes or note loans. Here he is, Chris Brooks. And the piece was about Professor Richard Vernon revealing how the promissory notes work. And you would think, hang on a minute, this is very interesting. So when you go to a bank and you ask for a mortgage, say for a £300,000 house, I've got a house, I've seen it, it's lovely. And they say, yeah, no problem, okay, we'll give you the money. Here's the document, just sign on the bottom and we'll give you the money. So you sign on the bottom. What you don't know, of course, is that this instrument, as Professor Richard Vernon revealed, and many other people, and I've had guests on the show reveal this becomes the financial instrument. It becomes securitized, and in and of itself is worth the £300,000, or whatever the agreed sum for the house that you're buying is. In and of itself, you give it to the bank, and the bank go, right, okay, thanks very much, and then magically the money appears in your bank account. And apparently they say, yes, you'll find the money in your bank. You'll find it. They don't say we've transferred it, because they didn't have the money in the first place, the bankers. You have created the money. But then they make you pay that money a second time. So you've given the money to the bank, they put it into your account, and then they start charging you interest on money that you've already created, and you're paying back the sum as well. So they're making a huge amount of money on the back of that. Plus they've got the securitized instrument, which they can obviously sell on the stock market and make more money from. It's a win-win for the bank, but it shouldn't be round. So now that that's been exposed, you would think that banks would not be able to make any mortgage claims like that ever again, because people would be walking in and saying, hey, I like that house, thanks very much, can I have it please? Yes, no problem, we'll give you the thing. Sign the form, you go, there we are, that's now your 300,000 or 500,000 or $500,000, whatever the cost of the property is. I am now giving you the money. All you've got to do is transfer that money into not transfer it, put it into my account. You can keep this bit of paper, which you can put onto the stock market and make more money from, but I won't need to pay you a cent, a penny, a dime. I won't need to pay you anything, because I've actually given you the money. All you've done is transfer this document, which is the financial instrument, into the fiat currency in my account. That's really all that should be happening. And people should be able to do this now. So mortgages should be free. You're creating it. And people have been exposing this for some time, and yet nobody knows about it. And still people are going to the bank, and still the banks are fraudulently asking for the money back. And this is going on, and it's very strange. And then, of course, we get to this gentleman here who's been on my show, Gary Waterman. And he's exposing, and this is the biggest thing that I think's going on, he's exposing a massive fraud to do with the company house registration and how companies are being set up. They are then being manipulated, they are being changed so that they actually no longer exist. And various deals are happening across the world, big global deals that all relates back to child trafficking. And he's been desperately trying to expose this, and he's been talking to many of the big YouTube players. They've all ignored him. He's gone, of course, to various MPs and mainstream media outlets and some of the big known players who are trying to talk the so-called the truth, and they're ignoring him. And you think, hang on, what is going on? Why are people not listening to this, and why is the fraud not getting out there? Why is there a big blockage? Is it because everybody is in on it and everybody is scared? There's something strange going on out there, and we've got to get to the bottom of this. So if you get my content and you think it's worthy of sharing, share the blooming stuff. Share it, get it out there, put it on other platforms, I don't care. If you think that what's going on and we're telling the truth, or we're getting close to the truth and it needs to be out there, share it far and wide. The interviews that I do, the monologues, if they resonate with you, or any of the information, if you think it is worthy of going places, because it seems that people like myself and other people who are trying to expose the truth are finding many, many brick walls to get this information out. We know that censorship is out there. We know that it's coming in, closing ever more, and we've got to sort of break this mold and get the information out there. So that's my message of the day. I hope it resonates with you, and if you can help, so much the better. Thanks for watching.